Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So for today's video, doing something totally different. If you couldn't already tell, I know this is the second video that I posted this week, but a lot of new things coming down the pipe, and a lot of it is exciting, if I'm being honest. So I'm not just going to talk about planners in this video. I'm going to talk about like other things as well. So to start off, the reason why a majority of you probably clicked on this video is because I mentioned that I'm actually getting another planner. It is true. I actually had my cousin help me pick it out, and I did have plans to get a Vanderspec, like custom Vanderspec. I had all the colors picked out. I had the colors for the thread picked out. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about if you know what a VDS is. And it was gonna end up being almost like $250. And obviously it depends on, you know, what you're looking to have in your planner. So I was like, well, you know, I want to go that route because I think it would be nice to have something that is custom made. And I was thinking, you know, I could get it with a bigger ring size than what anybody else offers. And I contacted, her name is Petra. I contacted her through the VDS shop, both on Instagram and via email. And she actually said that the 25 millimeter rings that I was looking to have in the planner was actually like too big for the planner itself. Something like the plate on the back that is actually, you know, on the planner itself, like bolted down, doesn't fit. So I was pretty bummed about that, and ultimately I did not go through with that because I really couldn't justify spending almost $300 on a custom planner when, you know, I haven't even been in pocket size that long. I mean, if y'all have been with me for a while, you know that once upon a time I did have a Saffiano in the pocket size, which I'm not the biggest fan of the Saffianos, whether it's A5 or any other size. But I really just wanted something that was more simplistic. Don't get me wrong, I am obsessed with the Holborn, and I'm pretty sure you guys know that because I've been cranking out video after video on it. But with all of with all of the stuff that I have in here now, it's just getting to be really chonky. And I almost said chomky. Can you tell how much I am on Instagram looking at dogs? So here's my plan. And let me preface this by saying that I'm actually getting a Filofax original. I'm not going to say what color because I kind of want that to be a surprise because I'm already halfway ruining this surprise. But I am getting a pocket size original Filofax, and I am so excited. I'm kind of copying my cousin because she got one first in like a really pretty, I think it's like a coral color. But I just saw the simplicity of it and I fell in love. And, you know, the reason why I chose the Holborn in the first place is because it has so many different pockets and you can do a lot with it. So my plan is actually to use the original pocket size as my planner, and then I'm going to go back to using my Holborn as a wallet. And I really just wanted to stay in pocket because I feel like I've been so unbelievably productive in this thing. And I know I've said this before and then it ends up not being true any longer, but I feel very, very comfortable in the pocket size. Basically like as comfortable as I felt when I was still in the ARC. So I'm probably going to be in this size for a while. And a lot of that I think is just because it's so portable. You know, you don't need to have like a giant binder. You don't need a bigger purse to carry these. You really, you know, you just have the nitty gritty. And you guys know that that is really how I like to plan. I don't like a lot of bells and whistles. I like a couple of them here and there, but for the most part, I prefer kind of a no-nonsense approach to not just my planning, but also my planners. So I think this is going to be really nice. I'm also officially going to be pursuing the cash envelope system as far as budgeting is concerned. So that is another reason why I was like, okay, I need another pocket size planner so that I can use my Holborn as a wallet again, because, you know, it has the back pocket, which is extremely helpful. And don't get me wrong, I did look into stuff like, you know, the Giglios, and obviously I looked into VDS, but the Pocket Filofax was more or less in the range as far as price is concerned that I wanted to be in. I paid like $100 for it, including shipping, and I just couldn't bring myself to spend any more than that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at as far as that is concerned. So I will definitely be doing an unboxing for y'all when that does come in, because I know you guys are going to want to see it. And obviously I'm going to be like a giddy little 4-year-old on Christmas. So that is, you know, in the works right now. Another thing is, I did mention before that I will not be posting videos pretty much for all of the month of September and basically all of November and half of December. And that is not by choice. I will, you know, be in Houston for work. I'm going to be training people on how to use the system that we use. And I feel like I need it. I actually was one of the ones who volunteered to go. I wasn't asked to. I volunteered because, first of all, I miss Houston. It is my home after all. I still have friends there. Texas is probably my favorite place I've ever lived. And if I'm being really honest, I am trying everything in my power to get back home. I knew when I moved up here to PA, when I first got my job, that I wasn't going to be here forever, and that's always been my plan. So there are a couple of other things that I'm trying to set in motion in the next couple of months, and obviously I'm going to keep you guys in the loop if it happens, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I'm kind of at the point where I feel like I've become stagnant, and I'm really not a fan of feeling like that. Like, and now, you know, you're starting to see my eyes get all teary. Ugh. So the reason for that is because I believe that there's always room for self-improvement. No matter where you are in your life, no matter what you're doing, excuse me, no matter what you're faced with, sorry, my air just kicked on, you always have room for improvement. And I feel like I kind of have renewed life in a way, because, you know, I'm not going to be in the same environment for 10 weeks, which is a lot of time. It may not seem like it is, but that's definitely a lot of time. I'm literally going to be living in a hotel for 10 weeks for, you know, the rest of this year. And then just a lot of changes happening, and I feel like it couldn't come at a better time, because I really feel like last year I was just very, very stagnant. And I think everybody has to go through periods like that in order to kind of jump back into the flowing water. So that's just kind of what I'm feeling right now. I am trying to put things into motion that will benefit me in the long run, not just as far as work is concerned, but also, excuse me, but also as far as like my health and, my life at home, trying to nurture what few relationships I have. And I'm not just talking about like romantic ones. I'm talking about like friends and, family and that kind of thing. So I just wanted to be honest with you guys that is kind of where I'm at. So if you start seeing things that are pretty much out of the ordinary, that's probably why. I don't know. I kind of feel like my head is a little bit more clear now. And I think a lot of that is because I've learned, or I should say, I've relearned that nothing is out of my control. At least that's the way I like to think of it. There are plenty of things that are out of my control, but of the things that I can take charge of, I have decided not to stress. So that's just where I'm at mentally. I know I babbled, I apologize, but I just wanted to make that known to you guys. So, not that anybody asked, but then again, nobody ever asked me to talk about any of the junk that I talk about on here. I have been drinking 2 gallons of water a day. I think I mentioned that in my last planner video, and I know some people are like, girl, what are you doing? I know, it's a lot. It really, really is. And the reason why I do it is vanity, if I'm being honest. So you may notice my face doesn't look as treacherous as it has in the past, and that's because I've been drinking 2 gallons of water a day. I have been severely limiting my caffeine intake and really trying to prioritize sleep. I've also been trying to eat healthier. I still have chocolate every day. You guys can see there's a giant jar right here of fun-size Hershey bars. It is what it is. But I have been trying to incorporate more fruits and veggies into my diet, and I think I've been doing a semi-decent job, So I might do a video just on that and like the tips that I've found that have really helped me. I've said this time and time again, I am still in recovery for my eating disorder, and part of what that entails is I can't be on any kind of a diet. If I were to be on a diet, I would have to be supervised. And at this point in time, that is not something that interests me. I am really just trying to learn how to eat like a normal human being again, not have any kind of a stigma around foods, and just, trying to get to where I should have always been. So I did have one of my family members who was like, oh, well, you should really just try like counting calories and, writing everything down that you eat and drink. And I'm like, you know what? I've spent, I don't even know how many years of my life at this point obsessing over food. I think it's been almost 20 years that I've been like that. And I can't deal with it. I have so many other things going on in my life that I really feel like I can't give that power back, because that energy is being used, on other things that are going to get me to where I need to be. So, it's one of the things that I've slowly come to realize. Another thing is I have decided I need to start tracking how much I spend again. So if you guys remember, a little while back, I believe it was April, I was like hardcore tracking, you know, in this notebook. And again, y'all know I love my lemons, but I was hardcore tracking in here, and that was both things that I purchased with cash and with my credit card. So it's really difficult to keep up on something like this because, you know, you got to make sure that you have the receipts and that you got all the change, etc. So pretty much what I've decided is I'm not going to focus on every single thing that I buy. I'm only going to focus on the things that I tend to overspend on, which I know a lot of us can say this, groceries, because, you know, in everybody's head, we're all just like, okay, well, I need food, so I can justify this. But it's like, do you really need like 3 bags of grapes for like 1 week? Like, really? And then travel. I'm going to be traveling just like a little tiny bit this month. I am going to be, well, I should say July. I'm going to be going to one of my high school friends' weddings, and I'm actually going to get to see my mama when I'm there. And I'm going to be dropping off my cat, Mochi, so that's really depressing to think about because I love my baby cat. You guys know, if you've been with me since last year, I was so excited when, you know, I knew that he was coming home with me. So it's going to be really difficult to not have any kind of an animal for like the next 5 months. But the reason why I volunteered to go to Houston for work was not because I get paid more. I don't even get paid that much more because, you know, I'm salaried. But I'm doing it because I'm able to put that on my resume. And, you know, it counts as experience. I can network with everybody who's down there, which in my personal experience, networking will, you know, never ever serve you wrong. Which, that if you're going to take anything away from this video, it has to be that. And I don't just mean like if you work in business, I mean in any field, whether you're medical, whether, you know, maybe you stay at home with kids all day. Like, I don't know y'all's lives, but no matter what you do, it always helps to network. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you are. If you're not networking, then you're not doing something right. But anyways, I am trying to keep that positive mindset because I'm going to be working 6 days a week. And I'm probably going to want to shoot myself because not only is it 6 days a week, but it's going to be like 12 plus hours a day. So, Lord help me. But I also think it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm being completely honest, it's like already made it through so much. So it's like, this is going to be a cakewalk compared to everything else. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, am trying to make my way back down to Houston, and this might just be my ticket. So we shall see. Time will tell, y'all. Time will tell. The only other part of that, though, is if something else ends up panning out and I get into this program I'm trying to get into, which I'm not going to go into detail about that, I will probably never make my way back down to Houston again. And I don't think that's something that I've fully accepted just yet. I made the decision that I was going to stay with my company, you know, long term. And a lot of that is because while I do crave change, I want to have a stable environment for myself. And I feel like having, you know, part of having a stable environment is not necessarily, you know, always coming home to the same place, but, you know, at least having one bit of consistency in my life. Growing up, I did not have that. So as an adult, that is one of my many, many goals. And I think some of y'all can understand that. But that's just kind of where I'm at right now, if I'm being completely honest. I am so beyond excited about these next couple months, which is funny because I never really thought I would be this excited about anything that had to do with work. The other thing is I didn't want to leave for Houston and not have my planner situation squared away, because while I might not be able to bring all my planner stuff with me, I still want to be there knowing that I have a good system in place, if that makes sense. So I will definitely do an unboxing for you guys. I will definitely be taking y'all through my updated setup for the Holborn, and then you can see my setup for the original when it comes in, which is probably gonna be like maybe the end of next week. I hope it's sooner, but woo. So another thing is with the original, my setup is probably just gonna be the same as it is in my Holborn right now. I'm just throwing that out there. There's gonna be a couple of minor differences, but the main reason why I chose it was, again, because of the simplicity. I don't really need all the pockets if I'm just using it as a plain old planner. And the other reason why I wanted it was because of the ring size. So basically, for pocket size, if you can find something that is larger than 19 millimeters, it's like a unicorn. It's not, you know, that rare, because I think Giglio has 20 millimeter rings, and I know that the VDS ones, you know, have 20 millimeter rings, but as far as Filofax is concerned, I believe they only go up to 19 millimeters, which is perfectly fine, because if I can't fit all my junk into 19 millimeters, then it's kind of like, what am I doing with my life? So just throwing that out there in case you guys were wondering what the ring size is. I believe for the Holborn, it is about 16 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken. It's 15 or 16. So I'm kind of like at maximum capacity right now. I could probably whittle it down, but I don't really want to. So anyways, I just wanted to give those updates to you guys, because we all know I love to talk. We all know these things. And I don't know. As much bad crap as there is in my life from time to time, I like to show you guys the good stuff too. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye guys.